Prologue, the Sundering of Eternity. In an age when the earth was young and the skies bled divine fire, the gods forged the Gates of Rebirth, a celestial mechanism to cycle souls through life, death, and renewal. To guard these gates, they created the Phoenix Riders, mortal champions bound to immortal phoenixes. But fear corrupted the gods. They shattered the gates, slaughtered the riders, and chained the last phoenix, Aetheryon, to a dying boy named Ilior Vael'Tharyn. His cries ignited the Scourge of Ashes, a cataclysm that drowned kingdoms in fire and birthed the Dark Age. Centuries later, the world is a necropolis of smoke and rot. Metropolis X, a jagged spire of greed and decay, festers atop the bones of Aetheryon, the Phoenix Riders' fallen sanctum. Its streets teem with zealots, mercenaries, and things that once were human. And in the shadows, the gates stir, a fractured maelstrom hungry to devour time itself. Chapter 1, The Ember in the Storm. Ilior Vael'Tharyn returned to Metropolis X on a night when the moon wept blood. The city's slums writhed beneath a plague called Black Lung, its victims coughing up Tarthic shadows. Ilior, cloaked in scars and tattered linen, moved like a wraith through the plaza of broken saints. Above him, Aetheryon circled, a skeletal phoenix, its feathers molting embers that healed blistered skin but seared souls. Evangeline, a thief with fire in her hair and a dagger forged from a saint's rib, watched him kneel beside a dying girl. His touch reignited the child's eyes, golden, like his own. "You're no savior," Evangeline spat, her blade at his throat. "Saviors don't smell like burnt flesh." "No," Ilior rasped. "I'm the reckoning the gods fled from." That night, Azrael, the fallen seraph, carved a warning into Ilior's door with a claw of void steel. "Close the gates, and I will unmake you. Open them, and I will unmake everything." Chapter 2, The Relics of Ruin. To reignite the gates, Ilior needed 3 relics. The heart of Aetheryon, buried in the molten belly of Volcano Mos. The blood of the first rider, a cursed vial guarded by Gale Blackthorn in the Blackthorn catacombs. The ashes of the veiled oracle, entombed in the arena of forgotten kings, a colosseum built atop a god's corpse. Helena Dry, a mercenary who trafficked in dimensional rifts, joined him, her motives veiled. "I'm here for the loot," she lied, adjusting her brass goggles. "Not your martyr complex." Together, they infiltrated Syndicate boss's vaults, stealing maps etched in human skin. But Kael'draven, the Syndicate's heir, ambushed them in the charnel bazaar, his mechanized hounds tearing through crowds. Ilior unleashed a sliver of Aetheryon's flame, reducing the hounds to slag, and branding Kael's face into a molten mask. Chapter 3, The Abyssal Pact. The Blackthorn catacombs stank of rot and ritual. Gale Blackthorn, his veins pulsing with abyssal ink, dangled the blood of the first rider above a portal to the void. Shadows writhed around him, whispering promises of godhood. "Join me," Gale hissed. "We'll drown the gods in the blood they crave." Ilior refused. Their battle shattered the catacombs, awakening Shade Wyrms, serpents of living smoke that devoured Gale's cultists. As Gale fled, Helena seized the vial, her arm blistering as the blood hissed like acid. "This isn't a relic," she gasped. "It's a key to something worse." Chapter 4, The Volcano's Requiem. Volcano Mos roared, its slopes crawling with lava golems, corpses reanimated by the mountain's rage. Arthur Waterhill, the river guardian, joined Ilior, his water magic the only shield against the inferno. At the volcano's heart, they found Aetheryon's heart, a crystal fused to the ribcage of Ceres, the dead god of renewal. Azrael struck as Ilior reached for it. The fallen's void steel sword siphoned Aetheryon's fire, twisting it into black lightning. "You'll doom us all, rider!" Azrael roared, his wings shedding feathers like ash. Ilior plunged his hands into the crystal. The volcano erupted, burying Azrael in molten rock, but not before the seraph's laughter echoed, "You cannot outrun entropy." Chapter 5, The Arena of Fates. The Arena of Forgotten Kings was alive. Its walls, lined with the skulls of Phoenix Riders, whispered lies to those who entered. Ian, the time-trapped god, offered Ilior a bargain from his hourglass prison. Sacrifice Evangeline, and I'll restore Aetheryon. Let her burn, and the gates will sing again. Ilior shattered the hourglass. The arena collapsed, but not before Evangeline seized the oracle's ashes, and glimpsed her future in the dust. I'm the next writer? No, Ilior said, his voice hollow. You're the last. Chapter 6, The Gathering Storm. In Metropolis X, Khal Draven rallied the Syndicate's army, his melted face hidden behind a gold-plated mask. Gale Blackthorn returned, now half-shade, leading a horde of void-spawned horrors. Azrael clawed free from his tomb, his wings skeletal, his eyes voids. Ilior stood at the crater of Mos, the relics fused into a key that pulsed like a dying star. The Gates of Rebirth materialized, a spiraling abyss of light and shadow, its song a dirge for mortal ears. End the cycle, Aetheryon whispered, its voice fraying. Or let it consume us all. Chapter 7, The Final Conflagration. The battle raged as reality itself unraveled. Khal's mechanized titans clashed with Gale's shade Wyrms. Helena tore open rifts, spilling dimension ghosts into the fray. Arthur summoned tidal waves of liquid obsidian, freezing Syndicate soldiers mid-scream. Azrael descended on Ilior, void-steel shrieking. You cannot defy entropy, the seraph held. No, Ilior growled. But I can choose how we burn. He plunged the key into the gates. Light devoured the crater. Epilogue, a world without dawn. The gates imploded. Ilior vanished. Metropolis X survived, but its skies froze in eternal twilight. Evangeline, her veins now flickering with Aetheryon's fire, clutched Ilior's charred cloak. Arthur vanished into the rivers, whispering to water spirits of a storm beyond the horizon. Helena opened a rift to a dimension where Ilior's scream still echoed, and never returned. But in the ashen wastes, a figure emerged from the dust. A man with Ilior's face and Azrael's eyes, trailed by a phoenix of black flame. History repeats, he whispered, ash falling like snow. But fire evolves.